Next day, Yang Chen was teaching Yushasha how to swim in the swimming pool. Your hands need to pull the water to both sides or behind, and your feet need to constantly hit the edge, so that your body can float on the water. At that time Yang Chen's mobile rings. On the other side of call was father of the child from yesterday incident. He was contacted by lawyer today. He was willing to go to traffic police station right away to testify for 3 red light violations. Yang Chen smiled and replied, "Thank you for your kindness, but I don't need you to testify for me now. I admit it's my fault, but there's no need for you to send me in jail. My child is still young, and I'm the only one working at home. If I were sent in, my whole family would be in trouble." The male passenger anxiously said, "If you really can change your lawyer, how about not using Zhong Xiong? If you let him be your lawyer, then it will take at least a year for me to start. You can't watch my whole family starve to death, right?" Yang Chen replied, "I'm sorry, I have no morals. Don't try to kidnap me with my morals. Wait for the news. If you have any questions, talk to Zhong Xiong. He is now my attorney and can handle all matters on my behalf." Now it was his turn to be anxious. Yang Chen hung up the phone directly and blocked him. After a while, Yushasha took a bottle of sunscreen oil from the side and handed it to Yang Chen. She said with some embarrassment, "Sir, can I ask you a favor? This scene has only been seen in movies. In reality, Yang Chen, this is the first time I met Chen. Okay. My skills are relatively unfamiliar, so I hope you can forgive me for my poor service." Yang Chen teased. Yushasha covered her mouth and burst into laughter, pouted and said, "Just wipe it evenly." After saying that, Yushasha lay down. She is 170 centimeters tall, lying down and wearing a swimsuit, which makes her legs look particularly long. Yang Chen rubbed his hands, poured some sunscreen oil on his hands, spread it evenly and put it on Yushasha's back. Yushasha blushing asked, "Is it over?" Yang Chen's phone next to him rang. He asked Shusha to answer phone for him. She put it phone next to Yang Chen's ear. Pan Zhudan, the president of Louis Vuitton Longwood district, called Yang Chen. Pan Zhudan arranged a dinner and wanted to invite Yang Chen to attend. Yang Chen replied, "Okay. You can call the store managers of Louis Vuitton and its sub-brands in Haicheng, as well as the main executives of the Longwood district office. I will get to know them by the way. Oh, by the way, Wang Jiayi from West Misha Bun store, don't forget to invite her." Pan Zhudan quickly replied, Okay. I'll notify you right away and we'll meet at the Bulgari restaurant at 7:30 in the evening." After Yang Chen signaled Yushasha to hang up the phone. After wiping, Yang Chen lay down to rest. Yushasha stood up and said with a smile, "Now it's my turn to rub oil for you. It's not a good job to rub oil on others, but it's different when others rub oil on yourself." Yang Chen spread his legs and accepted Yushasha's attentive service. Yushasha's face became redder, and Yang Chen quickly asked, "You must have had heat stroke, right? Why are your faces so red?" Yushasha's face became redder, and Yang Chen quickly asked, "You must have had heat stroke, right? Why are your faces so red?" She whispered back, It's my first time to be in such close contact with a boy, and I feel a little embarrassed." "Sir." She is still a simple girl, which is great. Yang Chen smiled and closed his eyes, enjoying Yushasha's attentive service. Seeing that it was almost noon, the two of them packed up their things and went back to the house. At 7:30 in the evening, Yang Chen arrived on mating place. Yang Chen walked into the big box, and everyone immediately stood up to greet him. The new second shareholder of Louis Vuitton is actually Yang Chen. Wang Jiayi spoken in low voice. Yang Chen said with a smile, "Everyone, I'm sorry, there was something delayed on the way. Let's eat first, don't wait for me." Pan Zhudan said, "Let me introduce you. This is Ms. Bess, the chief designer." Yang Chen stepped forward and said, "We had conversation on call. Ms. Bess is even more beautiful than I imagine." Mr. Bess replied, "Mr. Yang is also very handsome, with sharp edges and corners, just like a great sculptor." You are the most handsome Dragon Kingdom man I have ever seen. And then Pan Zhudan introduced General Clerk Wang Jiayi and others. With a smile on her face, Wang Jiayi said, "You are very powerful. You have also acquired the equity of Louis Vuitton. Do the rich people need to warm their beds? I am a good thief." Others were frightened. Yang Chen smiled and replied, "Let's talk about it later. It's getting late. Let's sit down and eat quickly." Several women looked at each other. They felt that the conversation between Yang Chen and Wang Jiayi had some meaning, but there was no evidence. There are two main purposes of this dinner party. First, Yang Chen got to know the store managers of the 4 stores in Haicheng and the executives of Louis Vuitton Longhua district. Second, for the work clothes design draft. Mr. Best said that the final draft of the work clothes has been finalized, and shows it to Yang Chen. Wang Jiayi looked at Yang Chen and thought about Yang Chen. He fulfills all my fantasies about men, but it's a pity that I am not worthy of him. The dinner is over. Everyone else found excuses to leave, leaving only Yang Chen and Wang Jiayi. Wang Jiayi spread her arms and said, "Can I hug you?" Yang Chen nodded. Wang Jiayi hugged her happily. Yang Chen replied, "Isn't this a surprise for you? So, what are we going to do next?" Wang Jiayi asked. Yang Chen just take Wang Jiayi to guest room and... At dawn, when Yang Chen woke up, Wang Jiayi had left again, and another 3,000 yuan and a note were placed on the bedside table. Yang Chen took the note and looked at it. "Not bad, I'm in good condition. This sister is very satisfied. Use the 3,000 yuan to buy some nutritional supplements. I'll see you next time when I get paid." Yang Chen took his cell phone and called Pan Zhudan, the president of Longhua district.
Pan Zhudan, Mr. Yang, it's so early. What can I do for you? Yang Chen said, "I want to ask you, do you have any plans for a new store in Haicheng recently?" Pan Zhudan replied, "Yes. We are planning to open a store next to Jigan Sports Center." Yang Chen said, "Give the position of store manager to Wang Jiayi or let her be in charge of one of the brands. And also tell her about the 6-month probation period. After half a year, if her performance is not competent enough, she can still go back and work as sales associate." Pan Zhudan, "All right. I know what to do next. Don't worry, Mr. Yang, rest assured. Her dream is to stay in Haicheng, a bustling big city, and Yang Chen will create this opportunity for her now. At worst, a store manager can earn more than 500,000 yuan a year, and if he does well, he can earn more than 1 million yuan. The opportunity was given to her. It was up to her to see if she could grasp it." After hanging up the call, Yang Chen went to Benhai Resort Management Company Limited. As soon as Yang Chen arrived, everyone stood up to greet him. Yang Chen said everyone to sit down and started meeting immediately. Manager Wang said today's meeting is mainly about discussing about acquiring Haiyang and Jinai resorts. After thinking about it carefully, Yang Chen remembered that this resort was where Wang Jun worked. Yang Chen thought for a while and said, "Mr. Wang, please contact the CEOs of those 2 companies and arrange for me to hold a video conference with them." It immediately. Manager Wang connected both party, and the video conference was began. The owner of Haiyang Holiday Company's name was Li Haiyang, and the owner of Haicheng Style Holiday Company's name was Zhang Shouchuan. "Li Haiyang, I heard from Mr. Wang that the chairman of company has been replaced. I didn't expect the new boss to be so young. Zhang Shouchuan, it's true that heroes comes from the young age, with such courage and financial resource." Zhang Shouchuan speak with admiration. It's true that heroes comes from the young age. With such courage and financial resources at such a young age, he will definitely achieve great things in the future. Yang Chen sighed with smile. "Ha ha ha, please don't tease me like this. I just acquired equity here, and I really don't have enough funds. I have read both the asking prices of the 2 eldest brothers, and they are very reasonable. However, I do have limited strength here and cannot take over both companies at the same time. I have to make it clear to you in person that business cannot be done with righteousness. We cannot act like we don't understand the rules." The smiles on Li Haiyang and Zhang Shouchuan's faces suddenly froze. Li Haiyang asked, "What does Mr. Yang mean by this?" Zhang Shouchuan said anxiously, "What is Mr. Yang planning? Just tell me." Yang Chen said, "I only have less than 200 million in funds. Acquiring both sides at the same time is definitely not possible now. I can only acquire one of them. Let's see who is more suitable for me to acquire." Manager Wang thought, only a real boss can negotiate the price like this. After finally negotiating with a company that was willing to acquire it, neither of them was willing to give up. Yang Chen quickly interrupted, "2 eldest brothers, you can discuss it in private." After saying that, Yang Chen exited the video conference. Manager Wang asked what should our next step should be. Yang Chen stood up and said, "They are both money-losing company. Can we make a profit by acquiring them? I want to know who proposed these 2 acquisitions." Wang Zhenqi quickly replied, this is an acquisition proposed by the former chairman Zhou. Before it was completed, he sold his shares and left. Yang Chen nodded and said, these two acquisitions are on hold for the time being. What? Let's talk about it when the price is right. The others dismissed the meeting. Mr. Wang and his secretary farewell Yang Chen. Sunday at Jinhai Resorts. Yang Chen brought Yu Shishir to Jinhai Resort early in the morning. As soon as he walked out of the parking lot, Yang Chen saw Li Ming. Yang Chen thought, are they here to attend a wedding? Or are they here to steal bride? Yang Chen immediately took out his mobile phone and called chairman of Shield Security and asked him to send a dozen powerful brothers over immediately. At that time, someone called his name. Yang Chen? Is it Yang Chen? Yang Chen turned around and looked over. It was his high school classmate Chen He and others. Yang Chen smiled and said, long time no see. Yang Chen's relationship with them is probably a little better than ordinary classmates. They were also teammates in high school. Yang Chen introduced, this is the object of my admiration, Yu Shishir, who I am currently pursuing. Yu Shishir lowered her head shyly, feeling an indescribable feeling in her heart, and her heartbeat accelerated involuntarily. Yang Chen whispered in Shishir's ear, just pretend that you're my girlfriend. At this moment, I think Yang Chen doesn't need to pretend because they stay in one home, they take bath and swimming pool together, and also eats together every day. You can only do this thing when you're in relationship. Now side aside those opinions and move to vending scene. A friend of Yang Chen asked, bro, I heard that you were working as a car-hailing driver now? Yang Chen was just studying in school. He is the best among us in everything he does. He even get an unskilled job like an online ride-hailing driver. Wang Xiang spiked in teasing way. That's right. Brother, what is your current income? How about it? I'm a department manager now, and I earn 30,000 to 50,000 yuan a month. If I can make money by driving an online ride-hailing service, I will quit my job and start driving an online ride-hailing service with you. Yang Chen replied, it's not bad. Job of office are quite tiring to sit in an office, and it's common to work overtime. There's one good thing about driving an online car-hailing service, and that's freedom. Zhang Bin sighed in favor of Yang Chen. Sometimes it's great to be free and ride as online car-hailing. I went for a physical a few days ago, and the doctor said that I have high fever. Sigh. I have to deal with those suppliers every day, and I feel numb. Damn, they are all pretending about the workplace. This is human nature. Several people want to give the gift together. Zhang Bin and others took out the banknotes directly, and all gave 5,000 yuan. The uncle in charge of collecting gifts said, Little June is lucky to have such loyal classmates like you all. Zhang Bin said, brothers, let's not talk about this now. Yu Shishir took out a thin palm-sized red envelope from her bag and handed over to that uncle. Wang Xiang said in embarrassment, I brought the money. You can take back the red envelope. I'll lend you 5,000 yuan make up for it. Come on, give it back to me later.